Mudbound is directed by Dee Reese and stars Jason Clarke, Carey Mulligan, Jason Mitchell, Garrett Hedlund, Jonathan Banks, Rob Morgan and Mary J. Blige. And this is a film that takes place around the time when America starts to get involved in World War II. And it's about these two families living in pretty close proximity to each other. One is a white family who's, you know, they have money, you know, they're relatively wealthy, but they're not like super rich. And the other family is a black family who sort of works for the white family. Now, the one thing that these two families have in common is that a member of the family is currently at war. Okay, Jason Mitchell and Garrett Hedlund are both fighting in World War II, and so the first portion of this film is really about how these two families interact and how they work together to sort of cope with life without that member of the family. And the second portion of the movie is about Garrett Hedlund and Jason Mitchell coming back and coping with life with their family and seeing what has changed and what hasn't, because at this time there is still an insane amount of racism going on in America. And oh my god, did Mudbound blow me away. This is probably the most emotionally draining movie of the year. It is so brutal, and it really gets under your skin. There are certain scenes that make you really happy, that make you smile, but there are also many scenes that really, like, I do mean get under your skin and make you really angry. And this is one of the best films of the year in my opinion. When I first heard about this movie, I was kind of worried that it was just gonna be another film about racism that was, you know, very sort of awardsy and very pretentious. And although this film, I do hope that it's gonna get many awards and it's gonna get nominated for stuff, even though it's a Netflix film. This film is so much more than just, oh yeah, black people weren't treated very well, white people are evil. There's so much more complexity to that, and that is due to the amazing script and the brilliant directing. This is the first film I've ever seen from Dee Reese, but it's really good. I mean, some of the shots, like the cinematography, is insane. This is a beautifully shot movie. It's one of the best looking films of the year from the cinematography point of view, and from like the music and just the atmosphere as a whole. It makes the movie feel very cinematic. It feels like a film, not like, you know, like when you're watching it, you feel like you're in that era, you feel like you're in that time. This is one of the most filmy films of the year. It's cinematic. It's like, the best way for me to describe this is like, this is a movie, Mudbound is a movie that feels like it was made a long time ago. It has a very sort of timeless and classic feel to it. And that's something we don't see very often nowadays. Let's talk about the acting. Jason Clarke is great. This is the first time I've seen a Jason Clarke performance where I didn't see Jason Clarke, you know, because he normally plays the nice guy. He, you know, like in Planet of the Apes, or what else is he in, Everest, you know, he normally plays the nice guy. Whereas in this film, he's a dick. In fact, there are some scenes that you don't like him. He's not meant to be a likable character, and Jason Clarke sells that so well. Carey Mulligan, so good, but then again, she is good in everything. And her character is very emotionally subdued. She doesn't really say much or anything, but that makes it so much more satisfying when she does have these emotional outbursts. Carey Mulligan is brilliant. Rob Morgan and Mary J. Blige are so good. Their characters feel like so human, and you really get to see like every character actually is like raw human emotion on display. It's unlike anything you've seen this year. Like Jonathan Banks from Breaking Bad, so great to see him in the movie again. He plays basically Michael Fassbender from 12 Years a Slave. He is this despicable, vile, slimy, racist piece of shit. And because he made me feel that, that's good acting. Jonathan Banks is so good. But now I have to talk about Garrett Hedlund and Jason Mitchell. I found myself most invested in the stories of these two characters. Their interactions with one another, trying to help each other cope with PTSD, with sort of living in this world where people are racist to each other. You know, because like Jason Mitchell, when he goes off to war, they see him as a normal person. You know, they don't make him use the back door, they don't make him use a different toilet. He's treated as equally to white people. But when he comes back to America, the whole racism thing is still there and he's not treated very well. And it's all about Garrett Hedlund and Jason Mitchell trying to survive and trying to help each other have a good life. And it's so good. I have one problem with this film, and it's a very tiny problem. This film is 2 hours and 15 minutes long, which nowadays is just slightly above average. And in my opinion, certain scenes towards the beginning and scenes that lead up to the third act, which by the way, the third act of this film is insane, and the ending of this film is amazing. It's one of the best endings of the year. But there are portions of the film that sort of leading up to that third act, and the beginning could be trimmed down or cut out. There are certain scenes that I don't think were vital to the movie and did affect the pacing a little bit and did sort of affect that rewatchability factor. But that's all. That's my only problem with the film. I think Mudbound is one of the most emotional movies of the year. It's one of the most effective movies of the year, and that it really does get under your skin and it really does keep you thinking. I'm gonna give Mudbound an A. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Please, if you have Netflix, watch Mudbound. It should be at the very top of your watch list. You know, Netflix is easily accessible. You can get like a 1 month free trial, so do that because this film is worth it. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Thank you.